Hi guys, this is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They mean the world to me. If you're interested in subscribing to the channel, please go over to patreon.com, sign up, and look up Engelgeist. Over there, you can choose a subscription level, and it will get you different readings that are available only over there every month, depending on the subscription level you choose. Other ways you can support the channel, please hit the thumbs up button. That's hugely important. And also subscribe if you feel so inclined, if you enjoy my content. Come back and view every day. Content is updated daily through the daily forecast and monthly through the tarot scopes and things like that. Also, there's usually on every full moon, there's a full moon pick a card, and on Sundays I do live charmings. So those are available, and sometimes there's live card pulls and things like that for people. So hit subscribe so you get notified and hit the notification bell. Let's get into this. This is a broad spectrum reading, so it will be made in broad terms because it's intended to reach a lot of people. It is originally created for Friday the 5th of February, but it's not necessarily solely for that date. If you're seeing it on a date that's not Friday the 5th, that's okay. You might be seeing exactly when you need to be, right? So don't shut it off if you hear the date and you're like, oh, it's the wrong day. It might be a message that you can utilize at any point in time. If the message doesn't make any sense, that doesn't mean anything's broken or wrong. You're not doing anything wrong. You just might be working on something different than the majority of the people that will view this video. So it may not be your reading necessarily, but that's how I look at it when things don't really resonate. If things do, if it does make sense to a certain situation in your life, that's great. Utilize it to help you to sort of support you in making your decisions, but always use your own intelligence and intuition first and foremost whenever making your decisions. If you choose to make any decisions in your personal life, after having watched any of my videos, know that those decisions are solely your responsibility, okay? And also, never take anything that I say over that of a professional in their field, like a doctor or lawyer or therapist. Whatever advice or guidance they're giving you, always listen to that first, and use your own intelligence and intuition too prior to anything I say. So let's get into this and see what we need, what the cards want us to know for today. Okay, Seven of Swords. So this is interesting because we did have that Three of Swords, and yesterday's card was really yesterday's reading was really sort of impactful, right? Or positive. And it didn't really resonate much with that Three of Swords that should have been around for the midweek. But this card kind of does. Not only is it the Suit of Swords, which is the air element, but it's also sort of this struggle, right? The Seven of Swords is what they call sort of the liar, cheater, stealer card. It's kind of the card that sort of something is not fully being told. We're not fully being told the truth, or something could possibly being kept from us. When I look at that coupled with the Three of Swords from Sunday's reading underneath this, I feel like the futility here, because that's the word that's on the bottom of this card, the futility is sort of, is it really worth the fight? Is it really worth the mental stress that we're putting ourselves through? Hopefully, ideally, yesterday on the 4th, we had a great day because we saw some really beautiful, clear cards for that day. To me, here, this looks like we're maybe losing that clarity, or we're fighting against maybe memories, beliefs, lies that we could be facing from either those are outside of ourselves or from those within us, right? And so we sometimes have to, we might carry lies with us in the sense of like we have beliefs that are outdated, that don't belong to us. And essentially they're lies. It's not like they're maliciously intended, but they might have been given to us, through others' experience, and they don't even really work for us, right? They lead to this sort of futility of we kind of get on the mouse wheel and we try and create with this information that we've received, like, I don't know, say like from our parents, right? About their struggles in life and how everything needs to be hard. I'm just using this as an example, right? For you guys to sort of figure out where you could potentially be believing in something that's not true, that is futile, that has you kind of coming and going, that has you sort of fighting against yourself. Sevens always, to me, indicate like sort of a conscious choice, something where we need to sort of choose to do something differently. We need to choose to sort of maybe step away from whatever it is that we might be, feeling misrepresented or misunderstood or We might be misunderstanding somebody else. Remember, too, we also have that Mercury retrograde energy, too. So that could be some of the Seven of Swords energy also, right? This sort of just confusion and I don't want to say fighting a losing battle, but that's the sort of the word futility gives me that sort of impression. The one thing that I do find interesting is we have this little shred of a moon at the top of that singular sword in the center. And to me, that singular sword kind of is reminiscent of that Ace of Swords that we saw yesterday in the reading. It's that clarity that we almost need to maintain amidst the chaos of whatever's being told to us or not told to us, whatever we might be sensing. We need to hold strong through today. That might be the conscious choice that we need to make so that we don't get caught up in the fray or in other people's opinions or beliefs about a situation. We want to keep clear on that. We also don't want to be taking, the experiences of the past through that Three of Swords into our present moment of creation. So any sort of past pain, sadness, or whatever that we might have, it could be futile for us in the sense that we don't want to be creating with those sort of beliefs of the past. We don't need to necessarily recreate history over and over again by living in fear. Does that make sense? All right, so let's go to the clarifiers and see what they are. We have the Ace of Cups. We saw this card yesterday. Again, we're talking about clear emotion, right? Aces always represent the number one, right? Which to me is the focus on the self. This is a beautiful Ace of Cups card. To me, I feel like this is the counterbalance to the Seven of Swords. If we are being lied to, if we're lying to ourselves in some way, we are going to know emotionally whether or not that is true or truly the case, right? We'll be able to suss it out. We'll be able to feel it, sense it in our body. We need to be looking at what our thoughts are, and are they really honest truths? Or the thoughts that are being presented to us, say, by maybe others, right? Are they really honest truths? The Ace of Cups to me speaks to this idea of that clarity of feeling, that clarity of sort of knowing. As we sort of run these thoughts or these ideas through this Ace of Cups energy, we can, how do I want to say this? Like, catch these things before they get in our way or before they hold us back. Okay, so the next card is the Eight of Cups. This is indolence. Now this to me is like sort of a little bit of a depressing card. I feel like this Eight of Cups is traditionally like, a fight has been going on or we can no longer hold on emotionally. We need to sort of move away. We need to sort of give up or let go. And I think that's some of also the futility that we see in the Seven of Swords. We have an option here. There's a truth to us in that Ace of Cups that lets us know where we are spinning our wheels in a way or giving something that's not deserving of our attention. How do I want to say this? Like, I feel like we need to stop giving our attention to things that don't deserve it, is sort of the feeling, especially with that Eight of Cups and the Seven of Swords. The Ace of Cups feels like the antithesis of that, or the antidote to that, the clarity to that, the feeling of knowing that, I'm beyond this, I don't need this anymore. The Seven of Swords to me is making that conscious choice to sort of move away from it. Stand strong like this sword here in the center. Trust your intuition, trust your emotions, and move forward. Don't stay stagnant. Don't stay stuck. Don't let sort of the sadness or the history or whatever it is that's holding you in this place. The Eight of Cups indicates like that sort of kind of emotionally sort of letting go and moving on. Indolence to me sort of speaks to this idea of, maybe being in a depression or not taking the initiative to make the changes. The Ace of Cups wants you to. It wants you to sort of move forward. And then this is, what is this card? This is lust. I have to look this up because this is giving me strength vibes, but I feel like this, and it says trumps. So is this, it's got the sign for Leo, and it's kind of giving me the strength vibe, but I don't know why lust would be associated with strength. Let me look this up really quick. Give me one moment. Because I think it's major arcana, but lust makes me think of the devil. Let me see here. Yeah, no, that is the strength card. Why would they call the strength card lust? That is so weird. Because it says here, courage, strength, energy, the use of magical power, control of the life force, great love affair. That's weird to me. That is the strength card. The strength card is always depicted between a woman and a lion, and we certainly see that there. We have the strength to move through this, whatever we might be facing. If we are facing things that are getting in our way, things that might seem outside of our control, things that could be depressing us or bothering us, we have the strength to move forward, certainly through that Ace of Cups and the Lust card. I will say this, Lust is such a strange name for the strength card. That's weird to me. I'm going to take it to that stone that we had on Sunday, that generosity stone. That Ace of Cups and the Lust card to me would be generous, right? These would be about putting ourselves first and foremost above anybody else in our lives, right? Our truth in front of others, right? And I know that sounds like a kind of dodgy thing. We never want to not listen to others, but I think that when I'm looking at these cards, that's what these cards are kind of telling us. Don't get sunk into the possibility of what others may think is the truth, because that might just be true for them and not necessarily for us. Our truth resides in that sort of Lust card and in that Ace of Cups, right? And both of those are knowing, sort of intensely self-focused cards in a way. Now, the grounding stone is give. And again, this speaks to that stone that I just mentioned, generosity. It is on carnelian, which is the first chakra, which I love that we have that, the sign of Leo in the strength card, all those reds and oranges there. We even have that red border in that Ace of Cups. This idea of grounding in our strength, in our vibrancy, in what we desire, what we want, going after that first. Don't let anybody stand in our way. Don't let the indolence stand in our way. Don't let the sadness of the past stand in the way. Don't let the pain of the past stand in the way. Give ourselves the moment to go after these things. Feel that through the Ace of Cups, right? Feel that. Feel our strength through that strength card. Feel the desire or the lust, I guess, for whatever it is that we want. And don't stop at anything to go after it. Does that make sense? Even if things from the past are haunting us or trying to deter us, or people's thoughts or ideas, or maybe it's even our own thoughts, right? In that Seven of Cups. Don't give in to that futility, sort of release yourself, make a conscious choice to step away from it, but go after sort of what feels good, what feels right, and give yourself that. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense to you guys. I mean, that is the sort of the meaning of this today. Each one of you is going to be going after something different, but you have to make sure that and each one of you might be battling different opinions, your own or others outside of you, that you're having to sort of sort through. And it may feel futile and a pain in the ass, but you need to do it so that you don't get stagnant or stuck in whatever this is. That's that Eight of Cups energy. All right, that is your forecast for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. We will continue tomorrow and see how this all builds. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. And please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to keep up with these daily. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, have a great day. Bye-bye.